In the beginning of this story, the main character Cameron Smith had to deal with people accusing him of being a terrorist. This first occurred at the homecoming dance when he saw someone getting bullied. He stopped the bully and came and started name-calling. Then the bully said, "Your brother is a terrorist." When he got home, there were reporters swarming his house. When he got in, there was an attack on the United States Embassy in Turkey. There was someone who looked like Darius, but he was attacking, not defending. He didn't go back to school for a while. His house had graffiti on it in big letters saying terrorist, trapped in his house for 2 weeks. Until the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, came and wrecked his house the same night. They came back and kidnapped him. When Cameron woke up, he was chained to a chair with people staring at him. Cameron quickly realized that he was being interrogated. He realized from shows on TV. There was a man and a woman. The girl introduced herself as Special Agent Tom Zowski. The man never told Cameron his name. A couple of weeks went by with the same routine: interrogate, eat, rest, not sleep, and interrogate. Then the no-named man walked into Cameron's cell and wanted to talk to Cameron. He said, "I want to believe you, but I can't. The same thing happened to me." He told Cameron that his brother turned out to be a terrorist. But then he said, "I believe you." Cameron was so happy that he finally found a friend. A couple weeks went by of decrypting the video went by, then came a new one. It was finally what they trained for. The message was there was going to be a bombing at a sports event and we captured the bomb. They moved on to looking for Darius. They had an argument about where he could be, and then Mickey left the room and didn't come back. He wasn't mad, he was just working on a group to break Cameron out. But Cameron couldn't wait and he took it into his own hands. He hit a guard in the face with a metal tray, took his gun and started running. He got to a stairwell and knocked on the closest door, but Jimmy the hacker with Mickey opened the door. It was an office building. He grabbed the mail cart and started walking to an elevator where A. Liar, another person in Mickey's group, told him where to go. When he got to the mail room, he shot at fire extinguishers to foam the room up and ran. The guy Cameron hit in the face, the last one with Mickey, caught up with him, put him in the van, and they got out of there. They went to a motel where they got into a shootout. Then to Kendall's Food Supplies where there were C4s. Then to Superstition Mountains where they found the hideout and Darius. It was all good until he put a gun to his head and threatened to kill him. But he ended up saving me anyways. Hello Cameron, please come in.
Thank you Dylan, nice to meet you.
I would like to ask you some questions.
Sure, I'll answer a few questions.
What did you think when you first saw the video about Darius?
When Jeremy first said that Darius was a terrorist, I didn't believe it. When we got home, I saw hundreds of reporters around my house and I knew something was wrong, and I heard questions about Darius. As soon as I walked in my house, I saw a video on an attack on the United States Embassy in Turkey, and I noticed someone that looked a lot like Darius waving his finger in the air. The only thing that seemed odd was that he was on the attacking side. But I knew it couldn't be Darius. He was a United States Army Ranger, not a Muslim. There were times I doubted him, but not for long.
What did the DHS headquarters look like and how did you get there?
In the middle of the night, the DHS broke down our door and kidnapped us. When I woke up, I was in an elevator with a sack on my head, and my hands handcuffed behind my back, and being escorted through a building. When I got outside, I could hear a plane engine, and knew I was in the airport. When I was seated, I was given a glass of water. As soon as I drank it, I fell asleep. Turns out it was drugged. When I woke up again, I was in a room with a pale-skinned man and mid-aged woman. My arms and legs were strapped to the chair, and I quickly realized I was being interrogated. The building and offices looked like a regular office building. If I wasn't kidnapped, I wouldn't realize that it was a government building.
What did it feel like when Mickey Hagan said, "I believe you"?
When he came into my cell and talked to me privately, I knew I can trust him. When he told me about the story of his brother, I felt really bad, and I started to think that Darius was a terrorist. I knew exactly where it was going. But when he said, "I believe you," I was confused. He said to me to follow your gut. When he asked me to follow him, I thought I was getting out, but really it was just a film room. We went over every video and decrypted the message from our little kit game. I was happy someone finally believed me, and I got out of my cell without handcuffs.
Where and why did your first shootout happen?
My first real experience in a shootout was at a safe house that we spent a couple days in. When we were there we ran out of ice, so Jimmy asked me to get some. What I didn't realize is that we were wanted criminals. When I got home, Dane asked me if anyone saw me. I said yes. As soon as I said that, I could hear sirens, and sure enough, cops were already onto us in less than an hour. Dane yelled, "Get down!" Then something came flying through the window. There were gunshots and explosions everywhere. Jimmy got the van and we got out of there, lucky to be alive.
When you found your brother, what did you think?
I had many emotions going through my head. Happy, angry, confused, but all I could think of was I was right. Darius wasn't a terrorist and he was just a prisoner. Everything was fine until he put a gun to my head and threatened to kill me. Then Dane was shoot Ali. I was a prisoner. I couldn't believe it. Why would he do this? Then a bunch of other men came in. They took me to a cell and locked it up, but then Darius came and saved me. I was taking any chances and I took the gun and was ready to shoot, but I didn't.
Recommend this book to anyone who likes reading exciting books. It is a real page-turner. You never know what will happen next. This book is a book for older kids that are okay with violence. In this book, two brothers try to find each other. They travel through terrorist and military ground. I thought this book was a great book. It kept me guessing at each page. The book was perfect for me because I liked the genre of the book. So I think this book would be a great book to read for anyone who's fine with violence.